In 1876, entrepreneur and philanthropist Charles Wicksteed developed the world's first hydraulic hacksaw. It could saw through steel at lightning speeds, and it made Wicksteed a fortune.
But he was also able to use his big invention to fulfill his lifetime's ambition, to build one of the world's first children's playgrounds.
How? Well, he used his hacksaw to construct a slide, and swings, and roundabouts.
And he put them here, in a park named in his memory, Wicksteed Park in Kettering.
Although the designs have changed over the years, the gardens and playground here are still run by Charles's great-grandson, Oliver.
What was Charles like as a person?
He enjoyed playing, he enjoyed socialising with other people. He looked around him and he saw that children wanted to play, and he wanted to have the opportunity to provide these facilities for people that otherwise wouldn't have them. The swings and slides and rocking horses that began to be added to the park bit by bit were real innovations.
Wicksteed's rides, slides and swings proved so popular that he began to commercially manufacture them. Within 20 years, more than 4,000 other playgrounds had sprung up around the country. The company he founded continues to build on his legacy to this day. Sales director Stuart Wetherall showed me some of the earliest photographs of Wicksteed's designs.
These photos look fascinating. Talk me through what we've got here.
Well, we have here a picture of the swings made by Wicksteed, early 20s. They then progressed to slides.
What shocks me about all these photos, especially this one, is just how high everything is. I mean, how high is that swing?
That's, in old language, that's approximately 20 feet.
20 feet?
Yeah, 7 metres today.
So is that what would make them potentially quite dangerous?
Yes, absolutely.
Inevitably, injuries were commonplace. As a result, over the next century, designs gradually changed, making them less high-flying and far more child-friendly. But until surprisingly recently, perhaps the biggest hazard of all remained in place.
I'm talking about this. Right up until the 1980s, most playground floors were made from solid tarmac or concrete. They were so hard that instead of cushioning a child's fall, it broke their bones.
School playgrounds are a favourite place.
And it took a famous face to stage an intervention.
But one of the very strange things about children's playgrounds in schools and indeed in parks everywhere is how many of them, have you noticed, seem to be paved with concrete.
Down one of these.
The That's Live campaign convinced hundreds of thousands of people to petition local councils to make a change.
These are some of the surfaces that you can lay in playgrounds that can save children from serious injury.
And the authorities took note. All across the UK, dangerous concrete floors were ripped up and replaced with rubber or wood chip, materials better able to absorb impacts and help soften the inevitable slips, trips and falls of children. Yet whilst the number of playground injuries has undoubtedly been reduced since then, they haven't been stopped altogether. When they first emerged a century ago, playground rides weren't really made with safety in mind. The man who had kick-started it all was Charles Wicksteed, and the company he founded remains one of the biggest suppliers in the world. But nowadays, whilst the desire is still to thrill, welfare is taken far more seriously.
So it's getting more exciting. We want them to be challenged.
Yes.
We want them to take some risks.
Yeah.
But we want to take that with a little bit of a controlled overview.
And the best way to check that every swing, slide and roundabout is safe is to test it. Playground designers and manufacturers are doing all they can to ensure that their rides and playgrounds provide a safe haven for children to run around and have fun in. But inevitably, with children tearing around, exploring, running and crashing into each other, accidents can and do still happen. And whilst no amount of testing can prevent this, ensuring that the structures that they play on are safe and that the floor is soft is a step in the right direction.